Hello everyone, as promised, White Witch 110, with hopefully the ending to this story for you to hear. I don't have much battery left on my tablet, but we'll see how far we get. Okie dokie. Sheila. Oh, this is The Waters Deep. Sheila, what would they be able to do? They're too old, I told her. As much as the thought would have come to me, there was no way. These properties are abandoned. The perfect place. We agree there is something strange about them, right? I agreed. I'm just saying. We should be careful. Maybe those times when they showed up unannounced, they had plans. We could be on that list now. You are crazy. Stop thinking about this. You're working yourself up for nothing. Inside me, I wasn't sure she was wrong. Though still, picturing two seniors carting a strong young girl away seemed unbelievable. But then maybe they didn't take them away. See? Got you thinking now. I didn't want to believe, but I don't know. The females ranged in age. Bodies hadn't been located, so it was believed they were still alive somewhere. 2 days later, I went to the office. I went straight to Sheila's desk. I've thought of nothing else since your phone call. She had been the same. The question still remained. Why and how? The how you already know. Women searching for lodgings. Sheila pointed out. I could have been next. I am sure color drained from my face. There wasn't evidence of foul play, so no use of going to the police. Just because properties align to make a web means nothing. Boot prints continued to appear in the same spot. I eventually broke down and bought surveillance cameras. Why had I waited? In truth, I didn't want to see who was leaving them. My imagination scared me enough. There had always been stories of skinwalkers this far out. I never believed in them, and I wasn't going to start. Nope, this was a human. As days passed, I wondered if the Hamiltons had found another victim to prey upon. They hadn't been making their usual visits. Mind you, I was happy for that. The camera proved of no use. Nothing appeared on the porch. It was the Saturday before Thanksgiving. I was sitting at the kitchen table, making a short list of supplies for the following Monday. I heard the car, then the knock on the door. It was the Hamiltons, but there was a young woman accompanying them. Mr. and Mrs. Hamilton, what a pleasant surprise. I was beginning to wonder if something had happened to you. Well, that is sweet, isn't it, dear? We've been very busy in our retirement as of late. How have you been? Mrs. Hamilton inquired. Same here, keeping busy between work and getting the property sorted out. I've been making plans for a vegetable garden close to the house. I don't need anything as large as the fields. I thought for sure she would ask to see the plans, but she didn't. That was a relief. Finally, they introduced the young woman with them. Oh, where are my manners? This is Judy. She's renting the first house you moved out of. She turned to the girl. You're enjoying it, aren't you, my dear? Everyone was her dear. Yes, very much so. It's perfect for me. I heard a hint of unease in her voice. We sat around the kitchen table drinking coffee and eating biscuits, making small talk about the houses, their apartment, weather, and anything else we could think of. The sky grew dark as the sun set. The three had their goodbyes and left. I felt horrible for that young woman. She was as uncomfortable as I was. I seen it on her face. The only reason she was with them was because they had offered. I called up Sheila and told her all about the visit. That poor girl, she must be terrified, Sheila said. I wish we could rescue her. Then it came to me. I have an extra room. Do you think she'd move in? She inquired. All I can do is ask. The question now was how to get a hold of her. I didn't want to go to the house if I could avoid it. I could call the house. No, I couldn't. There was no house phone. I had used my cell. I could phone the Hamiltons and ask for her number, but that would lead to a bunch of questions. Best thing to do was to keep watch for her in the grocery store. I found myself taking trips to the store for the smallest thing. It finally paid off. Hi, I pushed my cart towards her. How are things? Fine, how are you? She inquired, sounding upbeat. Things are good, but I'm lonely living out that far on my own. I am thinking of looking for a roommate. Would be nice to have someone to talk to. Do you drive? I asked her. Yes, but my car is in the shop right now, so it's a little tedious getting around. I have a proposal for you. How would you like to move in with me? I suggested. I don't know. I've just signed a lease with the Hamiltons. I don't think there would be a problem, but keep it in mind. Here, let me give you my number. She handed over her phone to me to enter it. Anytime, give me a call. We can hang out together. She extended her hand. Thank you so much. I'll be in touch. I was relieved. It was a step forward to getting her away from that house. Sheila and I still couldn't put our finger on the uncomfortable sensation that came over us thinking about this couple. A week later, one of the missing girls turned up. She was found wandering a park near the house Judy was renting. The girl wasn't able to say where she had been. She was pale and without shoes, though she wore a coat. Tina, you see the news? Sheila called. Yes, I did. Can you imagine? I expect I'll get a call from Judy any day now. Oh, I think that's the helicopter again. Maybe. Or it could be the air ambulance. I'm not sure. Sorry about that. 3 days later, that call came. Hey, Judy. Hey, Tina. Is that offer still open? I'd love it. When were you thinking of moving in? Any time is great with me. I could help you move your stuff in today. I laughed, but was serious. I'm thinking of a couple of weeks. You heard they found that girl. Yes, I did. Poor thing. She looks so lost. You don't like being on your own now? Yes, stupid, isn't it? Judy said. No, it isn't. Look at me, all the way out here. I get scared on a regular basis. Arrangements were made for 2 weeks. I promised to have the room all ready for her. What colors do you like? I asked. Judy told me her favorite colors. I went out to the paint store. I wanted her to feel comfortable the moment she stepped into the house. The Hamiltons took the news like I thought. They wished her well and placed an ad again, looking for a single woman to rent a tiny home. Single woman. Had the ad I answered said that? It was a Saturday when Judy moved in. Sheila showed up late afternoon to celebrate. I brought beer, wine, and an overnight bag, she laughed. I took the bag and left her with the alcohol. Question. I turned at the top step. Sure. Why don't we park in your garage? She pointed with the wine. I never thought of it. Being on the farm, you just drive up to the house and park. Have you ever been inside? No. Do you want to go inside? Sheila asked. No. Lord knows what I'd find. I stood for long minutes gazing at the wooden structure. I suppose you do? I stated. Only with your permission. Let's deal with this subject later, I suggested. Judy had unpacked. There was a notable difference in her face. She was relaxed. I poured Judy and I a glass of wine. Sheila got started on her beer. So Judy, you happy to be away from those creeps? I sure as hell would be. Sheila was curious and straightforward. They're a nice couple, just a little overbearing. I mean, I understand where they're coming from. They've been buying old homes to protect them, Judy replied. Girl, you're hiding something. You don't believe what you're saying. Sheila was straightforward. Poor Judy didn't know what to say. The evening went on, and none of us was feeling much pain. I want to go to the garage. They'll never know. Sheila was feeling pretty good. Come on. Judy and I looked at each other. I wondered why I felt like I was invading their privacy. The property was mine now. We agreed against better judgment. Tiptoeing to the garage, leaving our drinks behind, the three of us went. I don't have the guts to open the door, I said. Sheila gently pushed me aside. I'll go first. The door slid open with no resistance. Light bulb is out. Let your eyes adjust, she told us. Loads of boxes marked Christmas and Halloween were stacked against the far wall. Sheila pulled down one of the boxes marked Halloween. Are you ready, girls? She pulled the flaps open. There was a myriad of costumes inside. You hit pay dirt. We'd never need to worry about Halloween again. We laughed. The next box she brought down was Christmas. Loads of tinsel and garland. We could tell the age by the look. Oh, gotta hydrate. Okay. It was then we heard a car come up the driveway. Shh, I said. We watched as it came to a halt behind Sheila's car. The driver and passenger made no attempt to move. How long are they going to sit there? Judy asked. I have no idea, I replied. Sheila sobered up quickly. That's them. What are they doing here? Likely checking up on me to see how I'm doing, Judy responded. You just moved today. How would you be? I have half a mind to go tell them to bugger off, Sheila told us. They're just sitting there. If this isn't spooky, I don't know what is, I said. For 5 minutes, we stood in the darkness of the garage waiting for them to leave. Finally, the headlights came on, and down the driveway the car rolled, the tires crunching on gravel. What the hell was that all about? I'm telling you, these people are strange. I'm glad you both got away from them. But had we? The only place I hadn't explored is the space, the attic, I said. I wasn't aware there was one, Sheila chimed in. It doesn't look like there would be one. There is. I noted yesterday how wavy the ceiling was. Me being me, I picked up the broom and I went through the wallpaper, I explained. What are we waiting for? Let's go see. Sheila was out the door before anyone could have stopped her. Judy and I followed. Where is it? Sheila asked. I walked over to the spot and pointed up. Yep, that's the hole, Judy said. Grab me a chair. I'll climb up and pull the rest of the paper down. Judy hurried to the kitchen and returned with a chair. Sheila stepped up and placed her finger in the hole. The paper came down easily. Sure enough, there was a hatch and a pull cord to drop loose. She stepped, then pushed the chair aside. We all stared at each other. With the identical thought, our hands went up to the cord. Together we pulled the stairs down. A gust of stale air rushed at our faces, along with particles of dust. "Is the front door locked, blinds closed?" she asked. "The door's locked, blinds aren't down," Judy replied. "Why, do they need to be?" "In case they come back. We're up there. We can't see out." Sheila was nervous. "I'll close them." Judy rushed into the living room, pulling the large blind down as quickly as possible. She walked swiftly back into the hall. "That car is outside. What are we going to do? They'll see the paper. They'll see the stairs." Finding ourselves in the usual stance, we shrugged our shoulders. "They must have seen me. Even if they didn't, the blind's down now," Judy said. "Turn the lights off. It will look like we're going to bed," I blurted out. We each took a switch, and the lights went out. We went to our rooms in the dark. "Make sure not to turn on a light if the curtains are pulled," I reminded Judy. Sheila had made her way to the living room and the pull-out sofa. It was a tense time. It felt like hours instead of minutes we waited. This intrusion was totally uncalled for. They needed to leave us alone. Waking at 2 a.m., I went to the living room to peek out the window. I wanted to see if the boot prints were there. "What's up?" Sheila was awake. "The prints are there. I checked 5 minutes ago when I got up to use the washroom. Process of elimination, it was one of them. Even though we didn't hear a car door, I say it's them. We need to get into that attic now." I was not joking around anymore. "Okay, let's get it." Judy was awake, having heard us milling around. "What's up?" she asked. Sheila answered. "We're going up to the attic." I pulled the ladder down, then started up the stairs. They creaked under the slightest touch of my foot. The girls followed up close behind. I was in awe with the space revealed. It expanded from one side of the house to the other. More boxes of decorations. They really went all out. "Nothing but Halloween and Christmas," Judy noted. "There's a trunk over here." She opened it to discover yet more costumes. "A bunch of old clothes in this one," I said. "Some photo albums." "Oh, take them out. Let's see." Judy was excited. Sheila had made her way over to the east side of the attic. The photos had been taken on the property, some near the barn that didn't exist anymore. I guess that must be a pile of boards to the west of the house. They had kept cows according to the pictures. "Guys, look at this." Sheila called us over. Clutching the album, Judy pushed herself off the floor. Ow. I wasn't far behind. A single iron-framed bed, pillow, bedspread, bedspread placed on it. There was a nightstand and a dresser to the left. Why a bed up here? I was puzzled. It was likely for one of the children. Didn't you ever watch the Brady Bunch? Every kid wants the attic. Sound enough reason, but something felt off. I took it upon myself to open the dresser drawers. The clothes inside were new. I held up a tank top. I don't think they wore these back in the day. Judy came forward. "This is brand new. I've seen it in the little mall." Why would it be here? I ruffled through the rest of the 4 drawers. Everything in them was new. Why would you keep new clothes in a dresser and wallpaper the only entrance? Nothing to do with these people makes sense. "I wonder if they knew this was here," Judy pointed out. "They must have not had a clue. We need to give them the benefit of the doubt." I couldn't believe my ears. This woman had put up with the identical situation as I had. Why would she make such a statement? I thought for a moment. Could it be their age? Judy, I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. Don't let this helpless elderly stuff affect your judgment. You didn't feel safe in that house, did you? If you did, you wouldn't have come here. We seen the look on your face. You were scared, Sheila said. I wasn't scared. Judy stood up for herself. It was my first time away from home. Of course I'm going to feel nervous. Being on your own in a new city is daunting. I was glad to meet the both of you. I was very happy. I was very happy Tina made the offer she did. I tried to believe the words coming out of her mouth, but I couldn't. There was something off about the entire thing. Something must have happened. I needed her to trust me. I needed her to open up. By the time we were finished rummaging through the boxes and corners, the sun was up. I took the photo album into my room to look it over in detail. There were many photos, including animals. Of course, it was a working farm. Photos from holidays, people with smiles on their faces. The last few pages brought concern to me the moment I seen them. It was the Hamiltons. Very young, likely newly married. One photo showed her holding a child. Thought it might be hers, but then they had never mentioned children. I quickly took the album into the living room where the women were sitting. Okay, you need to see this. Look at the last few pages. Both of them were in shock. There were no words they could find to say. It's them, no doubt. What are they playing at? I asked. Whose child? Sheila inquired. Your guess is as good as mine, I told her. They didn't have pictures in the apartment. That's where I went for the interview. Not one photo anywhere in the living room, Judy informed us. They had me go to the house. Wonder why you went to their apartment. Mrs. Hamilton said they were repainting the rooms in the house. That's why I went to their new place. The color drained from her face. Not willing to give them the doubt. Now, I bet. Sheila was being rude. Let's stop this. We're all in this together. Each of us has had an experience. That should bring us together. No one wins competing for who knows what. I couldn't help glancing over the open page in the photo album. I picked up the book for closer inspection. Ladies, come look at this. It was a family portrait. In the front row sat a young girl of about 6. She resembles Mrs. Hamilton. Judy was quick to notice. But also, see the notation on the bottom? I pointed out. Someone had written the family name in the right-hand corner. Hamilton. Wait a minute, Sheila began. I thought her married name was Hamilton. This is confusing. She carefully went over the photo again. Does this look like Mr. Hamilton? There was an ever so slight resemblance, though not enough to say for sure. So what are we thinking? Are they brother-sister? Was one of them adopted? More questions without answers, yet again, I said. I think I will leave it there for this evening. I am getting pelted by bugs. So I think I will mark my place and I will continue this story tomorrow. I think it's just as well. Looks like I'm almost in the red here. Oh, excuse me. Yes, yet again, I am leaving you hanging. But the next time I read it, definitely, it should be the end of the story. Okay, well, I'm going to let everyone go. I'm going to get to my ritual. So everyone have a blessed full moon evening. Ciao for now.